Close enough. It's 6:30. I'll call the meeting to order. First order of business is agenda additions or deletions. We'll have the addition of an executive session after the select board comments and concerns item. Approval of the select board minutes for February 6th.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion, corrections? Hearing none. All those in favor of approval of the minutes for February 6th?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Pay orders. Second.
Thanks.
Apparently we have $34,239.90.
No additions?
No additions? Any discussions?
Make a motion?
Second.
Any questions or concerns with anyone? No? All those in favor of approval of pay orders?
Aye.
Road Commissioners report.
Oh, not a lot, but a couple of things. They are finishing up one of the other extra sander, getting that back running again. Sandy brought it to my attention today. I didn't realize they weren't doing it. It's Kent Farm Road, is that right?
Yep.
And Seneca Way they plowed 2 weeks ago. They weren't. Steve's supposed to be doing that after every snowstorm's done. He's supposed to go out and plow those out. Didn't realize he wasn't doing that, so I am going to speak to him tomorrow about that. And getting that done. They hauled a bunch of gravel in to have some in the yard because 2 weeks ago on a Saturday, I think it was now, I had to call them in because Haven Hill Road broke up and it was impassable. That warm snap we had, so I had them go up and put what material we had in the yard up there on Saturday morning. So I had them haul in some more, so they had it in the yard so they could go ahead and have it in stock, so they didn't have to go chase it wait till the week if something happened again on a weekend. Other than that, there's not a whole lot else going on. They're just doing maintenance. They cleaned up some brush. And, I don't think they've been doing other than the maintenance part.
See any impact from the logging trucks because of all the basically thaw we had?
No. Matter of fact, they just moved to Seneca Way. I hauled material for them yesterday to widen the corner so they could get in and out. He is done, as far as I know, on Blackwood, totally.
Okay.
He's out of there. He's over on Seneca Way now. And he's gonna start coming back down over the Wallingford side of Sugar Hill Road because it stays froze a lot longer, so it's in the shade more.
Okay.
Because you have two spots out on Sugar Hill Road on the south, well, it'd actually be the east end towards Seward's that the sun hits and it breaks up pretty bad. So they're gonna come down over the hill. I just told them to be careful. I think now that Mother Nature's gonna help us out for another week or so.
Right. With the storms this week and the storm next week.
Yeah, and it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's gonna freeze back up. There's basically no frosting in the roads at all.
Right.
Other than up there where it's shady, so. But they did a little work on Hartsboro Road. I don't think they did anything on East Street, just Haven Hill. I know they went out through and checked all of them, see if they needed them. So I told Steve yesterday, I thought they were working yesterday, to go around and check all roads and put gravel in spots that were ruddy so the plows didn't catch. He was gonna do that today, so. I haven't talked to him today, I was out of town all day, so. Other than that, not much else going on. Oh, I do have some answers on your brush hog. That is the size, the 4 to 6 inch is the size that's needed to go on that machine because of hydraulic flow. It's still right around just under $6,000 with a mulching head. I just checked again on that tonight. And then the only thing other is free delivery. The only thing other than that we need is a case drain piping system off the end of the boom back to the hydraulic tank. And I've got a quote from Cat themselves for $157, which sounds absolutely wrong. But that's what they quoted me. But I would guess more like 500. But that's the answer to your question. You were right, it was 4 to 6 inch, but it's not going to be something that you're going to cut that big with, not on a small machine. They basically set that same machine up all the way up to 40,000 pound machines, and I think that's what they're kind of saying that it will work on. 40,000 pound machine, they just put a different pump on it every time.
Does the 4 to 6 inch, does that mean it's still gonna do 3 inch, 2 inch, 1 inch?
Yep,
stuff?
trees, yep. Yep. Get the brush, the vines, those little rose bush things, I don't know what they call it.
Like the burdocks or?
Yeah, the burdock, stuff like that, it's just, and then it's got, like I said, with the mulching plate underneath, they can grind this stuff up. So it's not, if they cut a little tree down, they can grind it up and clean it up. It's not just knock it over and leave it. And the other question I asked Sandy about was the blower unit. All we have to do on that is send in the,
I got it.
okay, and I don't know if I signed that, something we agreed on last week, or Bruce signs that, it's just a purchase agreement, that's all it is.
Probably Bruce.
Okay, that's fine, I'd rather it was you.
And what are we gonna pull the trailer and excavator with?
They're gonna have to put a hitch on one of the cameras.
Okay, is it gonna take more than that?
Nope, the airlines will be there, they can hook it right into the airlines that are there. May need a valve or something, but matter of hooking the airlines up and putting a pintle plate and a pintle hitch on it, and I don't know why they can't take it off the 14, but they just put it on.
Okay.
So they can do that.
Charlie mentioned a conversation he had with the Timoth, one of the Timoth Road people about putting the brush hog or whatever on the excavator. It won't go more than 1 mile an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Really slow and inefficient. I don't think that's an
Well-
accurate statement, is it?
That's fine if you have a roadside mower like they have. You have to make a choice of what you want to do. You either have to get a roadside mower or pay to have the roadside mowing done, or put a brush hog on where you can get the brush in between your down season, slow times, and get it all done.
But that'll go more than 1 mile
Oh, yeah.
an hour.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, if you're doing, actually mowing with a rotary head, floating head out there doing the same thing, you're not gonna do more than 1 mile an hour. There's only 42 miles in the whole road, of dirt
That's what I
road.
was thinking, so it would be like a week.
A week's worth of work anyway.
Yeah, well, it's not gonna happen, it's gonna
In
be,
theory.
I bet you couldn't do it in a month, do it right. When you say 1 mile an hour, it seems real slow, but it really, when you're in the machine, I just did, what was that, half a mile, a little over today?
Yeah.
I did half a mile of road today, cut it so we could put power line up it today, 3 of us.
But that, the tractors that they got, the rubber tire tractors can't go do much more than, 1 mile an hour mowing.
Oh, yeah, and they're not gonna mow over the trees.
Right. They're gonna go around all that
I
stuff.
gotta go around that.
Right.
It was Eric from Timoth.
Oh.
The other, one of the other items we had was that Bill Lohsen asked us to reconsider our decision about paying for his mirror. I don't know how anybody else feels, but he kind of defeated his own argument, I thought, when he said it'd been there for 3 days when he hit it, so.
In terms of, you think like he knew that it was there, like intimating
Yeah.
it basically?
Yeah, he said it's been there for 3 days, so, he knew it for 3 days, and then
Did he make anybody aware that it was there?
yeah, it's just, I mean, to me, we
He
don't.
called me and lectured about the trees draping over the road, and meanwhile, the town was trying to open up about 5 other roads. And I was actually working on Church Street myself because CV was up there, and the tree service company was up there with 5 trucks, trying to get the power back on. I said, Bill, it's kind of a, what needs to go first, and the power needed to go first, because you can't drive a full 25-foot road, you know, I'm sorry, but we gotta wait till we do things in succession. Understanding that 140 is a busy road. I'm not arguing that point with Bill, it is busy. But,
Wouldn't this even also go under our own like town insurance? Because it's not like it's a, because it's something that you can't predict. It's an event that you cannot predict. So
I don't
if it's
think
an
the
accident-
town's insurance will cover it.
can I answer
Cover
that
anything.
question?
They're not gonna pay for it.
No, I'm just saying like that would be like, yeah,
They didn't pay for mine,
right.
so why would you think they'd pay for anybody else's?
No, then that's the thing. Is I think it would go to, if anything, it would go towards that first, then not just us paying out of pocket.
But I don't think the insurance will cover it.
Right.
That's why the town had, I believe, I don't know if we can dig it up, but town had a kind of a standing policy that it's an act, you know, things like that are considered acts of nature.
Force majeure. Yeah.
I mean, if a stone falls out of the back of the town truck, hits the road and breaks your windshield, it's you, not the town.
Right. Right. Yeah.
I don't think our decision stands.
And were you able to get, what was the other thing? Plus we have the. did we
Maple
need
Street.
Any other estimates for anything else?
The estimate on the brush hog.
Okay.
It's
Do you
a s-
have it?
Yeah, I got it on my phone. It's the same thing, same price. It's just under 6,000. It
Okay.
hasn't changed.
Are they gonna give us something like this that we sign and order?
I presume if they agree to it, I'll call the owner again and talk to the owner if that's what they want to do. That's what I presumed we were setting the money away aside from not doing the roadside mowing this year, so. We're actually doing the roadside mowing with this machine.
And the other thing we had on here was the Maple Street retaining wall. Is there any kind of plan for moving ahead on that?
Yeah, we can go ahead, but it's gotta be warm weather. That's all. You can't really pour any concrete till it stops freezing, so it can harden. And that's probably an April project.
April project. okay.
Mid-April, I would say it would start.
It'll be completed by June, starting in April.
Oh, yeah. A couple of weeks, we can do that and take care of it.
And
It's,
that can all be done in-house?
yes.
Anything else, Phil?
No, I'm good. I can't think of anything right now. Might 5 minutes.
Under honorable mentions then, we have the Gilman Chapter 88 Order of Eastern donated money to the food shelf, so our thanks to them. Town road and bridge standards. Each year, V-Tran requires the town to report whether the select board has adopted the enclosed town road and bridge standards. We last adopted these in 2019.
Any reason why we didn't do it in 20 and 21?
They just ask you to do it every so many years.
Okay, that's what I
Usually
figured,
like
yeah.
5 or 7 years. 'cause
Okay.
The standards don't change.
Okay.
Oh, so this is basically for 2024, they're kind of, because it's 2019. Last time we did it.
Yep, the last time we did it was 2019, yep. So it'll probably be, I think the time before that, it was
Yeah.
2012 or something,
Yeah.
so it's a.
Is that the same as the culvert one too, that we do, the culvert inspections and all that, or is that a different part of
I'll
that?
show it to you. You and Steve filled it out a while back.
Do you do this by consensus, Sandy, or do you need a
You can do this by consensus.
consensus is we're gonna sign it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Public comments, we have no public here tonight. The Wallingford Elementary School Stormwater Maintenance
We
Agreement.
have the municipal roads general permit, who was that? Did we skip that?
Oh, I guess I did.
Number 7. Oh, is that's when you said that you were doing.
I guess this, we just need board's approval for me to sign it.
Make the motion.
Second.
A second, yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So,
Now the mower.
this is actually Wallingford Elementary School.
Yes.
Back in the spring, I guess it was, we
Right.
approved doing a design for a wastewater or stormwater system at this elementary school in coordination with the Mill River Board and Maintenance people. I guess the question at this point is that Nancy McGuire
Yep.
seems to think that the town is gonna own the system, which is not something that we agreed to.
Mower.
This is what Gary Mercy at the school said, that they want to shift us into complete ownership of that system. You'll see, this is what everything they want.
Right, because the whole point was that we were gonna own it together and then also do the maintenance of like any of the kind of vacuuming or anything else like that. We were gonna try to come up with plans that we could do it all together, right?
Yeah, we were gonna do some vacuuming on, they identified certain catch basins and manholes, and,
And it is our understanding that the school property is owned by the school district and not by the town? Okay.
Except for, I guess, over that first part, like right near the drain that's on the road, that's
That
us. And that's
drain-
why we wanted to have the communal agreement. If I remember correctly from last year.
Okay.
So I guess we have to have a meeting with her to hash this out.
Well, so, I mean, she's kind of out of it, she said, you know, we need to work whatever out with the school district. Gary Marcy's not even there anymore,
Right.
so she just said that there's a lot of funding out there, but obviously she can't apply until we figure out this maintenance agreement first. But I mean, even when you look at the maintenance agreement that Nelson signed back, I mean, it's the limits to what we were using back then.
Right.
So I wonder what our next steps are.
I imagine we'd have to, whoever the person is now that replaced Gary, is it?
yeah. I don't know who that is, but
So we'd probably have to contact superintendent's office, at least to find out who
Who would
to
be in charge
contact,
of it?
who would be in
Right.
charge of buildings and grounds.
Right.
Are they looking to
It's gonna be hard.
split this? Or
does that Phil?
are they looking to split the cost of maintenance? Or are they looking to dump it in their laps?
Well, did you read his letter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. his letter looked to me like they were trying to dump it in our laps, saying we would have ownership of it, and, I mean, it's not.
You're talking some major money there if that goes south on a big storm. That's not gonna be a simple, easy repair or vacuuming.
I mean, I have a few concerns even to what the agreement that Nelson had signed, because it stated that we would be responsible for 2 catch basins that are well within the school property, and a manhole, a couple of manholes that are well within the school property and away from the road, so.
But the issues are gonna be the big sediment catches down at the bottom. I can't remember exactly what they called them. They had a name for them.
Probably those fields that they were gonna.
Yeah, sediment fields. If you have to get in there and vac those,
The sumps.
it's, it's enclosed space, you gotta have special equipment. We spend a couple grand to do what, 4 or 5 little manholes? Think about what that's gonna be.
I mean, our initial agreement was that when we did those manholes in town, we would do the one out at the road, I thought, and then for the first year, we were gonna do the sump before that, I call it a leach field or whatever, but,
Right.
Yeah,
and then after that, it was gonna be owned by the school district, so.
It's, Timothy Hart is the new director of operations and maintenance.
there's,
Because it's also, so, like, looking at his letter to Nancy, it's a confusing saying that the property will be developed, allowing the construction and maintenance of the facilities owned, installed, and maintained by the town, but it also kind of makes it sound like that, in that case, it almost sounds like only the ones that we are currently maintaining and owning. But then, but it's not clear. It's not clear whether or not we're then taking over all of that ownership of those culverts and those things, those drains, or is it we're only responsible for the ones that we own currently right now? So I guess that has to be figured out.
Sounds like this needs to be discussed further.
Yeah.
Maybe Sandy, we can ask you to contact this guy and,
Set up a meeting maybe in April after
Yeah.
town meeting and,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would agree with that.
we meet with a couple of the board members or whatever.
And also, especially because on Nelson's letter, it also doesn't say anything about ownership. It only talks about the duties and responsibilities. There's no ownership, like insinuation, versus his makes it seem like we're transferring ownership, and that's nothing but we agreed to, nor what Nelson wrote. So
Yeah.
And you can see in one of the email exchanges Nelson had, I mean, he used the term buying it rather than ownership, but that's still what he was saying, like, we're not buying this, are we? We're not-
Right, exactly, yeah.
We didn't use the word owner, but buying the same thing.
buying
You
it for
could
0
see-
cents.
Yeah, exactly, you could see that was, that's not what he had in mind at
Right,
all.
right.
Ownership of it, so.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we're ready to move on then. Rec committee appointment. that we received assigned? Okay, I think we'll table that then for now.
Okay.
Fire District Number 1 has requested use of the second floor for their annual meeting on Tuesday, April 18th at 7 PM. Do we approve that? I mean, we normally do, but
Can we do that by consensus, doing the
I
motion?
think we can just, if
Sounds
everybody's...
good to me.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
So we have approval, Sandy, by consensus, the board. Select board comments and concerns. Everyone knows that I had a request from Bruce Morton to read a letter that he had written at this point of the meeting, so. February 17th, 2023, to Bruce Duchesne, Chairman of the Wallingford Select Board. On Thursday, February 16th, 2023, I received notification that on Wednesday, February 15th, 2023, the Board of Civil Authority voted to remove my name from the Wallingford voter checklist as it is no longer considers me a resident of Wallingford. As a resident of Wallingford, I have a long list of legal concerns about the board's unprecedented decision, beginning with the cryptic listing in the meeting agenda as a voter complaint, which could be a possible violation of open meeting law, as my name does not appear there. Unfortunately, if the board does not reverse its decision, I feel that I must hire an attorney and appeal the decision in spite of the unnecessary ramifications it could have for the future of the town. Respectfully, Bruce Morton. So at this point, I'd like to make a motion to enter executive session.
Second?
We have to do this in a two-stage process, actually. So first of all, I move to find that premature general public knowledge regarding a voter challenge would clearly place the town at a substantial disadvantage because of potential litigation. You second that?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Secondly, I move that we enter into an executive session to discuss potential litigation related to a voter challenge under the provisions of Title I, Section 313A1A of the Vermont statutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.